Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year, one and all. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a pleasant day, whatever you do. Honestly, I'm so old right now. I don't miss being young anymore. I'm that old. I'm like, since I think about going out, I go, oy vey. No, I was in bed by 7. I know, but I was in bed by 8:30. It was Sabbath, and so look, it starts at 4. What are you gonna do? Finish eating by about 7. We did good to make it to 8 o'clock. Literally, we were in bed by 8 o'clock. Really couldn't give a shit. Happy New Year, one and all. I hope anybody who wanted to have a good time had a good time. Anybody who wanted to have a quiet night in, oh man, it's a great to have a quiet night in. I tell you, I do enjoy a quiet night in, but I don't enjoy a quiet night in with a bit of Thasmin. Yeah, scissoring in the fucking TARDIS. That's what I'm getting going. Yes. Full on Thasmin, right? And reciprocated. It wasn't an unrequited Thasmin. And also sexual deviance. So many, finally, I understand why the Rabbi Jody fans always turn out to be weird sex pests. Right? Remember the Tom bloke who had the Nut My Doctor Twitter? All right. Okay. Right. Who ended up being a sex pest, and there was another one. They had to stop doing Time Team because it was staffed entirely by Ben Cook's team of sex pests. It was really weird, right? So they explain in this week's episode what's going on with that, right? Why they think why you get so many people with sex pests liking Jodie, and the character Nick is a sex pest, right? Anything between a serial killer and a sex pest. There's something wrong with him, right? And it's played as a good thing. It's weird. It was weirder than the socially awkward line, and that was very, very, very weird, right? I think we can. I think we can. Don't think it's crazy to say that's anything other than very, very, very weird, right? Very strange indeed. I do not know what to tell you. Like, share, subscribe, everybody. If you haven't done already, that'll be fan-freaking-tastic. There's a thing in this video. It's called a link to a Substack. That's basically an email list that you can comment on. I use it instead of Twitter and Facebook. It's better. Less noise. But also, I put a bunch of comic strips out on it. I put a good one out today. Go sign up for it. It's free. There's a paid one, which is $5. I tried to make it $3, but they said no, it had to be $5. I'm not really launching that yet. If I have time tonight, I'll show you the trailer that I'm launching with. Problem being, Beth bless him, did this Citizen Kane of trailers. Their trailer so good that you just look at it and there's nothing to. It's so good. I can't wait. It's like 3.5 minutes long. I might have a sneak peek of that at the end of this episode. Well, at the end of this, we did get a trailer for what's coming next, and that's ancient Japanese pirates and Sea Devils. Sea Devils didn't look bad. Listen, just think of it this way: this isn't Doctor Who, right? This is happening in the land of fiction. If it's in the universe, this is a land of fiction version. Like, who thinks it's Doctor Who, but really isn't. Which would make a lot of sense. So, I just look at it. Oh, look, they're making costumes for Russell Lee Davis' new one. This is just his pre-budget spend, right? Russell, use the Chibnall Cybermen. They're awesome, right? They are freaking awesome. They are the best Cybermen. I always held they were the Earthshock ones. I was so impressed when they first came out. Absolutely the best Cybermen. Fine. Before we start tearing this thing apart, I want to talk about what was good about it. And there were a couple of things. The director, first-time director. Let's look up the... let me look up on Wikipedia. 1 second. Doctor Who, Eve of the Daleks. Okay, so this was the first-time director. A clear diversity hire. Excellent. Did a lot with a tiny budget, right? Did a lot with a very tiny budget. I remain convinced they shot this both ways to either be a Christmas special or a New Year's special. They would have to reshoot 3 lines, basically. It was really nothing. I don't want to go to IMDb. IMDb is so bad. Where's Wikipedia? Just take me to Wikipedia. Where is it? Fine. I'll go to IMDb. Fine. It'll beat me down, but I do want to find her name because she really did a lot with essentially a single set and excellent lighting. Annette Lefort. Look. I mean, she can really go ahead and do whatever she wants. But from the evidence of this episode, she could certainly do like strong, low budget, good sci-fi, right? Yeah, you could. I mean, she got to be with a good script. But she did well with. I mean, the script was shit, obviously, but she did well with this. Well done to her. Well done to her. But listen, Russell, mate, hire her for your Doctor Who because honestly, the direction in this was good. It was tight. It was pacey. It kept it moving along. It kept covering over its many. Well, doing its best. Covering over its many massive Chibnall-sized plot holes, which are quite a few of them. Also, what's the name? What else I think was good? It was a good Dalek Nick Briggs performance, but you got to keep in mind that the Chibnall version of Doctor Who that's basically settled to is a 5 to 7 year old's Doctor Who. It's a much younger Doctor Who. It's much more juvenile. So it's like. So you do get. I'll know tomorrow when I do my full recap review. You know, with my screen grabs and everything, and I review it again and watch it again. The entering Dalek dark mode and like just stupid stuff like Dalek execution. Jodie Whittaker remains out of her depth completely, just clueless. Not even knowing that she's useless. It's just like it's. I mean, occasionally it's not bad, but it's just such a bad performance, right? It's such a bad performance. I don't understand. I don't understand how somebody else goes, oh man, that's pretty bad. But you know what it's like? It's like children's TV from the 1980s. I would say it's like before Rusty Davis got there, before Dark Season. But yeah, so it also has got a feeling that it doesn't really matter. Anything going on doesn't really matter. It's very inconsequential. I mean, they destroyed the universe last episode. It's who knows? Okay. In general, the Flux is dealt with very poorly, as most things are. Fine. Let's say hello to the chat, and then we will get into the episode. Rob, anybody says, wait, I thought this was her last episode. Oh man, they keep saying it like this is her final season plus another 3 specials. That is not final season. Don't say it's a final. It's like really. That's like it's such a prick tease. Really. No, it's not. We only got 2 more to go through now. I'm telling you, they're scissoring in the TARDIS. That's got to happen now. They've made that a thing. Scissoring in the fucking TARDIS. If you haven't bought that, I think a problem being had a single with that. If you haven't bought that single, please do. I haven't done anything. I'm going to watch it. If an asteroid hit her and caused her to regenerate, well, she is shot many times. Is that considered cruelty to asteroids? Well, I watched Don't Look Up tonight, which was brilliant. Don't Look Up was one of the best movies of the year. It was terrifying. If anybody wants to know what my life's been like for the past year to 18 months, Don't Look Up. And as it ended, I was having like dry heaves and breaking into a sweat. It was terrifying. That's just for me for you. But yeah, really fantastic movie. Oh my God. So there was I tell you, it's been a long day, man. I got up. It's like 6:30. Went to the synagogue and it was raining out. Lots of rain, and it's like I watched the full. So I had my full Sabbath day. That ended. Where you sit around, you read, you don't do much, and then I watched the full movie. And now I watch Doctor Who. And now I'm doing this. This is a weird day for me. So this was a weird episode. Okay, it's a weird episode. Steve Wee, how you doing? Well, that was boring and strange at the same time. Soda Engine, how you doing, sir? Matthew Burrows, how are you? I actually enjoyed the episode. 8 out of 10. I never thought, well, listen, it was directed very well. Very, very pacely. If you watch it with any form of critical eye, it really crumbles. We'll maybe go over it, which I do, right? This week, Dr. Who's cosplay Karen gets stuck in the loo, and only Yaz can save her because she's the bestest ever. It writes itself. I mean, the Sea Devils will probably be coming into it somewhere. But yeah, that's basically it, says what anybody. Yaz was worse even than normal. That is correct. I'm going to talk about that. She really, I mean, she's awful. I mean, absolutely awful. We see Ethan Buckheimer is here. How are you, Ethan? Paul Toslan, Catherine Fee, is that possible? I don't know what that means. Yaz was terrible. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, she was terrible. I didn't see that. Catherine Fee. Sanago 24, how you doing? Darren M, how you doing? 2 more specials is over. Yes. Oh, God. It really sucks. PD Rich, how you doing? Lynch, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Darren, said hello. I'll say hello again. You know what? You know me. I'm easy going. Tzvi Lebetkin, wouldn't mind being 10 years younger. Then it will make me a millennial. Oh man, no, I don't want to be young. I want to go to bed. Like this is way past my bedtime. This is kidding me. This is how much I love you. Tzvi, there's a leak which proven correct with this episode of Sea Devil Choice that the course of regenerated a kiss with Yaz. Yeah, makes so much sense. Makes so much sense. Yeah, I completely believe it. How woke can you get, right? Even the Daleks. So again, don't think of any of this as destroying the Daleks, as destroying the Sea Devils, as destroying... So just think of them as having budget to make really cool new costumes for Russell Davis's version. Now, Russell! They make some of the things, okay? You can honour them that way. Happy New Year, Rabbi. I struggle to stay awake even though it's 11 p.m. After New York rang in the new year, I fell asleep until my neighbour's fireworks woke me up at midnight. Well, there you go. That sounds a good one. That sounds what I'll do. Chris, how you doing? My full critique of this episode. Oh, dear. I think that is a fair critique, Chris. I cannot help but agree with you. Ben Miller, how you doing? By the way, Chris, I believe you signed up for my paid Substack before I even launched it. You are such a wonderful, wonderful supporter. Thank you very much. I'm going to put a strip out, I think, hopefully tomorrow. Listen, sign up to the Substack. It's cool stuff. We want to sign up the paid one. I'm launching Crown the Empire in I think about 2 weeks, and it's good. Oh my god, the trailer's so good. I can't wait to show you guys the trailer. And also, the voices is done by Dr. Alex. It's really great. So there is good sci-fi out there. And also, this is the last time you need to think about Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who for about 2 or 3 months. I mean, thank God. Hosanna. It's like really, and that like really, and she can go away. And then it'll be one more time, right? One more time. Hello, Zula. How you doing? My guess announcing new Doctor is a live event. Could be. I think again around. I think Easter time. Yeah, we like. I was going to say the good thing was the scenes of Dalek being shot by a Dalek many times. Not just shot by a Dalek, but outwitted by Daleks over and over again. Because Jodie Whittaker, if this is in universe, same universe, is the shittest of the Doctors. She's some kind of Valiard retard version. We see, and also again, I guess it goes. Yeah, it means that it's more a he, and this is an aberration, right? Because that's his basic, I guess. Colin Morgan would be bad as next. That's an interesting. So you know who would be really Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell's the Doctor. He's an interesting age now. Right, I bet he'll be awesome. I bet he will be absolutely awesome. I like Colin Farrell. He's good and he's good even in shit. Normally. And HBO Max they're not doing the same day and date release anymore. 45 days they get in the cinema. So am I going to go to the movies to watch HBO to watch Batman? I do not know. Andy Cyberleader, how you doing? Okay, let me start whizzing through the chat. Vulcan, how you doing? Really pissed Sea Devils are being wasted in Hollyoaks in space. My favourite poetry stories. But we'll look at the trailer. I kind of like the facial movements they did. I thought it was kind of cool, right? I think that kind of works. Stuart Perry, how you doing, sir? Oswald Biscuits, how are you? Problem being, hey, I'm just raving about your trailer, mate. Man, it's so good. It's just so good. I'm like, I don't want to do anything with it because it's like I got to use this wisely. It's a very cool thing. But may I say, any client considering the use of whatever your bloody channel is. Oh man, I can't remember it. Ordered visuals. Considering the service of ordered visuals, they cannot give them a strong enough approbation. So the Doctor will be about to admit her feelings and will generate into a man. I guess so, right? And maybe it will be a man who has a very, very or maybe it'll be a woman with a penis, right? Because you get that, right? These people really believe you get women with penises. Only two left, says Peter. That is correct. We are all very happy about that. Did the Daleks fail, or did Doctor Woke outwit? No, it was actually I think Alien B did the thinking in most of it, and then creepy serial killer Nick as well. He did quite well. Oh, join me on Ramble, says Peter Rich. I cannot agree more strongly. Extra specials, and the worse of the better. Any of Joe said that is true. That is very true. Andrew Smart, thank you for joining us. Dr. Alex, listen, if you want good Doctor Who, right? If you want good Doctor Who, that actually tries to do the same thing Chris Chibnall does, but succeeds in just a fantastic way. Check out Dr. Alex's channel. It's freaking-tastic. Oh, it really is. It's like a breath of the fresh air. I mean, it's like real genuine characters. You don't get that much on TV in general, let alone Chris Chibnall, bloody Doctor Who. Any character you get is like pre-made, like Asing B or what's his name, John Bishop. Anybody comes with a personality, like, oh yeah, you be that, right? Characters are so unlikable. Yes. Sad, unlikable people. But why? Because this is the Chibnall fan. I'm telling you, the sex pest is so clear. This is a sex pest apology episode, right? It's like, oh, they're just shy. No. If you have a storage unit, you're keeping toenail clippings of some woman you say is an ex, and nobody knows what they are. You might be a creepy weirdo, mate. You might be a creepy weirdo. Cheap looking episode, yeah, dull and boring. New Dalek gun, unable to hit anyone unless they stood still. Oh god, wait, I can't comment because there's so much stuff I wrote down in my notes. Now we're going into like the shitness of the Dalek. Again, this is juvenile Who. So I hope your nephew snips it, but it did. It did. It was actually very pleasant. What's his name? Well, he gave two things. He was named after my father. My father's Yorkshire, which is the day you commemorate their loved one's passing, is on Friday. That sounds a little, I guess. And we're heading. The next thing in the Jewish calendar is Tu B'Shvat in about 2 weeks, which is the New Year for trees. We celebrate that basically by having dried fruit. Sometimes I'll talk to you more as we get to it, but it's going to be. That's a plateau in reality. Well, anyway, as I said, we'll get to it too. They could have said another $10 for my father. There's so many things they could have done. Oh. So, we'll get into it in a second. Jack Mayfire 18 knew she would try the Dalek again. Yeah, exactly. This is the doofus of the Doctor, right? The absolute doofus of the Doctor. Face up, Bo Andrew, how are you, sir? Gary Bryant, how else? What was it? Gory Bryant for a second. Remove would have gone place with Teddy Bear. That would have been an interest. Yeah, listen. She is a wrecking ball. She's just so unsuited for this role. It's unbelievable how her acting choices are just like, maybe I'll go for super smug. I'll be like a villain. I mean, that's not Doctor Who. Doctor Who doesn't do that. Oh, Doctor Who isn't a villain. My sound's kind of choppy. I hope it's not my internet's. Saturday night is probably a big internet night, so probably draining all the bandwidth. There we go. Mark, was it? Okay, I should be able to do well with this. This sounds like a very Jewish name. Mark Michalowski. Michalowski. Mark Michalowski. Okay, Mark Michalowski. I wonder if Chim's let anybody write anything on their own for fear of the piss. I'm sure a lot of people wrote their own dialogue. I'm sure anything funny that came out Elsinge's mouth is something that she wrote, right? Like the Dalek is like, how do you know its name? I bet that was her writing. You know its name because that was funny. CGI looked bad. Yeah, on the Ceto, I mean. I don't know. I was just so surprised it moved. I didn't really think past that. Okay, I have to rewatch it. I was frantically writing notes. Okay, fine. Adrian Bingham, how are you doing? So thank you for joining us. Okay, we're nearly caught up. And we'll start getting into the episode. You know, the Third Doctor, the real thing. Okay. It's so horrible. I don't even want to think. Listen. My Doctor Entertainment has got turned upside down. Just before we get into the episode, I'll tell you my angst. So I have this deal with someone that I buy the DVDs with them, right? And they keep the physical versions, and we split the cost, and they rip me a copy. I'm like, all right, that sounds fair. What I normally do is what I will do is buying them and selling them, ripping them for myself and selling them on eBay. Marine Boy, how you doing? Because I don't really care about the physical copies at all. But anyway, so that plan went awry with the season 17 box set, which Destiny of the Daleks and City of Evil, City of Death. I mean, the two ones that you really want. The two ones you want the most. There's not rippable. So I'm like, okay, I guess the good Lord's saying I've got to buy my own copy. So hopefully that'll be arriving at his house soon to be sent to me. But yeah, so now my first story going in is going to be Creature of the Pit. It's not like you're expecting City of Death or Destiny of the Daleks, and now you got Creature of the Pit. That's life for you, mate. That's life. Fine. Let's get into the episode. We're up to. Here we go. I did make the font a bit bigger for my tired old eyes. 12 point. Nah, let's go to 18. And you know what? I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go 24. Yes, I said it. 24. Okay, so firstly, it starts off and it's late. I'm going, oh thank God. It's gonna be shorter. Oh thank God, the time's eating into it. Yes. And then there's this ad for the wheel, like we're back wherever he is. And basically the ad says, listen, I know the next hour's a bit shit. Put it on for the kiddies, and then you can have something on you like, right? So starts off, we're in the exterior shot of the elf storage. And it's got this weird lounge club music crooning over it. I can't even remember the name of the song, right? And there's Xmas decorations. There are Christmas decorations everywhere. So Azing B, it goes, I think her name is Sarah in this, is bitching on the phone at Jeff, leaving a message saying, you let me down again on New Year's Eve. Oh, now I've got to film this again. So you let me down again on Christmas Eve. You know, this is the scenes they refilmed. Could go either way. And the... they like, oh, and so I gotta be here. Oh, hoof. And she's angry. You can't do it as a boyfriend or anything. So then this weird bloke turns up, Nick. And he hates New Year's. Don't know. Nick is a serial killer weirdo, okay? That's basically what it turns. Like, he seems to be a deeply disturbed weird person. He is the weird sex pest that loves the Jodie Whittaker era. This is exactly that guy. And he wants to so he hates New Year's and wants to be reminded of lists of things that can be stored. At the beginning, this real clunky exposition. So Nick turns up, right? And he's here I am again, New Year's Eve. I don't like New Year's Eve. Could you remind me of the rules, right? And she reads the rules, and it's like, you can't have animals, blah blah blah. And it says, is this okay then? It says it's a board game. I'm like, what would be wrong with it? It's a game of Monopoly. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's got the blood and semen from my last victim all over it. But I'll leave it here for you. Don't worry. I mean, that's really the vibe I get from this weirdo, right? This guy is super, super pervy and weird. Here, I'm Nick. Can I use this here? Okay, so she reveals all the list will be referenced later. Then she said, listen, and he said, some places have padlock opening and things like that. He said, yes, but this place is a wreck and I can't afford it. I don't have any customers. You're my only customer. I'm like, what? How's that even possible? Right? How can it? Why is he like, okay, why is Captain Weirdo Creepy renting a storage locker to put bits of Monopoly in, which apparently he's doing tonight? Right. And how is it viable that it stays open with one customer doing like what? It makes no sense whatsoever. But again, this is, CBB's Doctor Who. So the phone keeps beeping and says, it's broken, because everyone's having a good time and usually sending pictures of everything they're doing, right? And because it's broken. So then Jodie shows up and you lose the will to live. So without explaining what was wrong with the TARDIS from the beginning of Doctor Who Flux, it started like leaking black stuff everywhere before it met the flux. Like falling apart and doors cut in places. And did they explain it? No, not a thing. Also, Snivel Sykes, how you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. DC, how are you? Do they explain it? No, they do not. Why? I don't know why they don't explain it, but it's weird. Okay, so she says, "Oh, we're going to reset the TARDIS, right?" And I tell you, if this is a Doctor, it's a weird villainous Doctor. She's recklessly endangering her companions again for no reason whatsoever. All right, and she says, "Okay," so she like impishly grins, "Hey, Icky Thump. Okay, everyone, get ready." I said, "Why?" I said, "We only got 7 seconds when I start. Ooh, Icky Thump!" And they all got to rush to the door. Now, it is a good effect shot as like the TARDIS starts to collapse in on itself as they try and run out. But like, why not tell them to stand by the way outside? And she pulls the control. I don't understand. I like this is so reckless endangerment. No other Doctor does this, right? I mean, I can't think of anybody. Maybe, but I don't think so. I mean, you got the trial of the timeless stuff, but what was real, what wasn't? I think the bit where he was being shitty to Perry, she was strapped wonderfully to a beach as water lapped across her ample body. I tell you, I was ready to talk. I'll tell Lord Kiv whatever he wanted to know. If I could get my breath back. Fine. So there is and of course, we're supposed to be on the golden sand beaches of Lesbos 4000. I don't know. It's basically, Icky Thump, we'll speak the language that they dare not speak its name. Icky Thump. And they run out and they're in the storage unit. They're not supposed to be. I think we're in Manchester. 9 minutes to midnight on New Year's Eve, right? And then the TARDIS started to go, bunch of cracks appear and it starts to glow and like it's falling apart. And then the Doctor looks smugly at the Sonic Screw and says, "Icky Thump! Temporal disturbance, two flights up," right? So above, the weird blokes in the storage unit. It's huge. I think it's freaking like she could go on forever. It's like massive space. And the lights go off and suddenly replaced by weird red lights, because you have that in your average storage units, don't you? So he goes out, see what's going on. There's a Dalek coming down the corridor, and Nick is toast, essentially. It's like, and the new gun's pointless. It's like, what the new gun does, the other gun does, same thing. It goes, that's it. No difference, right? Are you dead with him? Are you dead with him? Yeah. Okay. Best Dalek extermination was the soldier from episode 1 of Remembrance of the Daleks, right? And what really sold it, that's why you saw it from the Dalek side view, right? And they're dragging him back, and you pull him back, and he gets hit, and you see the skeleton for the first time. And so that's the first time they did it as he falls back. It was incredible, right? And then Sylvester McCoy's reaction as he like fills the body, says, massive internal displacement. It's that was the hands down best extermination, I think, in my humble opinion. Right? In my humble opinion. Anyway, fine. So then Aislinn B's nagging mother calls, and it's what's the name from Father Ted, and like, oh, that's how she she comes into it. Fine, I was curious. And she's like nags him, oh, why aren't you out with a fella? What's wrong with you? Nagging mother, nagging mother. He said, Mother, why didn't you call me at midnight? He said, oh, because the phones will all be book solid. All the lines. I said, no, it doesn't like that. It's not like that now. It's not like the 70s anymore. So the Dalek comes out an elevator then and exterminates Aislinn B. And then we have this like shit confrontation with Jodie and the Daleks. And she's like, pulls out a Sonic. Hey, Githorm, look at me. I got my Sonic. Ah, it doesn't look like a vibrator. Kind of does, actually. Woo! Yay! Look, this is so convincing. I'll do this. And I am actually replicating Jodie with because acting choices. You know, this is not what I would do in the role, but you know, I'm trying to be fair to her. And the Dalek said, "Yes, but we know of your sonic screwdriver." And it falls off, and then she's exterminated. Oh, Icky thought, Dan and Yaz also. Yaz always looks like a face like she's eaten a wasp. She is not happy. She wants her tongue clearly far up the Doctor's vagina. Right? That's. I think that's the only thing that will make her smile. Because bloody hell, she's a bit droopy, if I may say so. So then we get the titles. I forgot. Oh, we have the cold opening. I forgot we're doing that again. So the titles going. And I'm like, oh God, thank God they're short, so I'm not going to try and cut my wrists for listening to them. They're so depressing. The Stein starts over from when Aislinn B says, "Yeah, that's a board game. You're allowed to bring that in, weirdo." And oh yeah, he has this like line. Right, he said the first time around, he said when he goes to this time and goes, "See you next year," and he's like, because he's going to be out in 10, 15 minutes, right? And he's practicing that. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go and kill a puppy. Like, this guy's a weirdo. The guy is a weirdo. Yes, I'm telling you, he is the not my doctor sex pest, right? He is what they're all like, weirdos. So I was fine. So they immediately realize they're in the time loop, right? They're like, oh, I think we've done this before, and they look confused. Aislinn B, I thought was the best in terms of performance, the best thing of the episode. She seems like a pretty one-note act. Like that's what she does. Angry Irish woman, right? Does it quite well though. Okay. I was like, yeah. She seemed to have personality. I think she was the winner out of this. Nick was creepy serial killer. Doctor is shit. Yaz is shit. And Dan is like, hey, I'm in the TARDIS. Oh God, let me have a thing with Dan. Okay, well. So Nick. So they're in the. Where are they? The Doctor and the family arrive. They jump at their TARDIS. Yaz is still grumpy. Then suddenly all the tax appear, all the cracks, and they all remember that they've just been exterminated. Right? They're like, "Oh, we've just been exterminated." Nick remembers at the same time, runs to Aislinn B. Said, "Oh, I must save you!" Why? I mean, I get it. That's nice, but why are you obsessed with this woman? You weird, creepy person, right? Why are you obsessed with it? You are a weird, creepy person. I don't know what's going on with you, but I think the police should be watching you, quite frankly. You disturb me, weird, creepy person. So he runs there. So the building has this, like, Dalek-y shield on it, false wall, so she can't escape. That was a good effect. I like that effect. Again, right, RTD, use it again, mate. Use it again. That one worked. She talks to herself. So now Aislinn B, like, now she's like, oh, she knows the Daleks are coming because she remembers. And she says, oh, I must get a weapon, she says very loudly to herself in a very convincing way. Then Jodie's back again and still shit. Nick discovers a barrier then, sees everything on the monitor, but the Dalek meets the Dalek again and exterminates. Is this repetitive and boring? Yeah, there's a reason for that. them actually recreating the atrocity that we all saw. So Nick discovers now. What was it? So Nick has discovered the barrier. He can't get through it. I mean, yeah. There's so many things you could do with an interesting boundary. You had the fear boundary. You've had the time boundary. This is just like a big wall that hurts you if you touch it. I mean, okay. So now Ailson's going to Jeff's unit. We don't know why. Jeff is the guy who works there. Sounds more like a boyfriend, but go to Jeff's unit. And in there, one thing, there's all these like giant stuff like bears and tigers and taxidermies anyway. What? It's just weird. And another one, there's all these like holiday like goods and outfits. And another one, there's all these tins and tins of beans with beef. Yeah, it's just weird. Right, and they look for that. And they call women. And then her mother phones again. It's the same point. They hey, mother. Oh no, you can go to midnight. No, and they do that. So then Ailsing puts the phone down and mixes it down and says, "No, just no, because this is my premises and you have to go and it's not fair." Blah, 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 blah. And then she said, "Please don't come in again." She's exterminated. She's murdered. Right? Okay. There she goes. Then the Dalek meet the Doctor and the fam at the boundary. Calls Dan inferior. Said, "You will be silent, inferior being." He said, "Oh, you're calling inferior?" And yeah, says, "Oh, you are." Yeah, I mean, oh God, Yaz, you're such a cunt. Like, really, you're such a relentless cunt. And I don't mean that in a good way, right? I do not mean that in a good way. Fine. So then they Dalek exterminates them again, and it sets on Ailsing B at 11:57. I thought it was before this, 11:50. 11:57 apparently. Sees the Dalek on the monitor. Dan and the fam arrive, and they know what's happening. And this, then we get a few things of Jodie running. Best Jodie running we've seen. Still shit at running, right? Still shit at running. So then we go straight into the trailer, the clip from the trailer, where Ailsing B makes it to Nick, and they have that little exchange, and then the Doctor and the fam show up, and I think so. We're running from a Dalek. A robot that's killed us. It's not a robot. It's a Dalek. So how do you know its name? I thought again. I think LCB probably wrote that, right? I think that sounds funny. So yeah, I can imagine her writing that. Okay, so Ailsing asks what the Dalek is, and what's it doing here? There's this massive like info dump, really clunky writing. Which is like, here they destroy everything, not in their image. Ooh, icky thump. She's not very happy with it. Anyway. So they run to the then the Dalek attacks again. They run to the storage unit and they say, "Quick, run!" And they all run to the storage unit and they get themselves trapped in there. Right? Like, what? Why? I don't really understand. So they're like, "Oh, there must be another way out, right? There must be another way out from here." And he says, "No, this is the only way out is the front door that we just came in. We're all going to die here, apparently. We're all stuck." I'm like, and the Doctor's like, "Ooh, there must be another way out." So that's when you start looking around the storage unit and you start realizing what a weird, creepy dude Nick is. They're like all these weird things belonging, women's possessions, like shoes and stuff. And they're like, what is all this? Says, "Oh, that's these are ex-girlfriend things. These are clearly people he's murdered, right? I mean, this seems very strange, but these are clearly people he's murdered. It seems that way to me. I mean, that's what it looks like, very strangely, but yeah, it looks like these. So he's got these trophies." And Ailsing said, "This is just weird, right? She's weird." And she said, "What are you always doing here on Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve? Why are you stalking me? What's going on?" And she absolutely hates him, but he's very hurt. Oh no, he's very hurt. Oh dear. Here, one second. Let me put the wrong one. Share the screen. Dang. Let's put the thumbnail up. Then I don't feel so good about turning my camera off because I stand up. Oh my god, that's better. Oh, God, that is so much better. Where are we at to? She hates it, and then Nick, okay, fine. So then Nick leaves to valiantly offer to allow himself to be exterminated. So that they said, "You can take me, and the rest of them can go." And I forgot. Okay, so they're in Nick's storage unit, right? And this is the stupidest bit ever. They're separated by a door. Okay, that's it. A normal Earth door, a bit of tin, right? And the Dalek said, "We will wait out here. We know how to wait." Why don't you just blast the door off and kill them all? We will just wait here for you to work out how. So Nick goes out. He says, "Oh, take me. Let the others live." They take him. They take him, and he's killed. And they go, and run back and close the door. This normal Earth door, tell you, it's almost as fearsome as a fleet of spaceships made by dogs that was surrounded the planet one time. Yeah, even better than that. Incredible normal Earth door. So the Dalek, oh my god! So then the Doctor realizes they can die and essentially respawn, right, and start over again, right? Oh god, it's so bad. Yeah, amazingly, right now we're still on the good bit, right? Fine. Where are we up to? And they can Dalek. So that's they kind of work out how they can use this time loop, and all the time the Dalek is shooting with the special executioner Dalek, right? The special Gatling gun shooting at the door. Eventually at the door. How do we know it's just a normal Earth door? How do we know? Because when he blows it off, the Doctor does this smug. Yeah, you should feel so special. That's just a door. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But okay. Also, the storage facility only has one customer, right? And it was whatever. All right. Fine. And then the Dalek explains its plan for some reason, right? They say, "We are here because of you." They say, "Why?" Because you're a cunt that committed genocide. It's like, no, that was the Sontaras that's kind of me. Yeah. And then they say, "Well, what's the time loop got to do?" Said, "They didn't do the time loop." So what is the time loop? She did it because she's shit. This Doctor is just walking shit. That's what she is. She created the time loop when the TARDIS started repairing itself, right? So and that alerted the Daleks to her that she was here, and that's why they sent the Dalek exterminator squad, right? And then thank the good Lord. I fall on my knees and praise the Lord because they exterminate her again. Okay, they reset now. They only got 6 minutes to go, right? Last time they had 7 minutes ago. So it wasn't 57, 53. So now it's 54, 11:54. And they run to the 5th floor. The Dalek reappears in reception. The time loop is only as big as a building. And if they can get out there by midnight, they can escape the loop, right? So they got to escape the building. Another Dalek appears, and Dan says, "Okay, I'll go to the 2nd floor to distract it." Elsing B makes it to Nick and has a plan. Okay, so Dan then meets the Dalek, right? Again, this was fun in a Sesame Street does Doctor Who scene, in which the Dalek says, "All right, mate, you and tell the Dalek goes, I have arrived 1.3 rails ago." He said, "Yeah, I'm here to store the stuff. How do I get my looker to store stuff?" Daleks do not store stuff. It's kind of like a bad CBC scene. Not bad Nick Briggs' performance, though, right? Hiding from the Dalek as a mother calls. She admits she didn't try. And after he gets on the phone, she admits for some reason to Nick that she wasn't trying to save him. She was trying to get out, right? She was looking for a weapon, right? She apologized for being a bitch to Nick, right? Nick is still a very weird creep, right? That hasn't changed. Nick is still a very weird, probably a serial killer creep. He was in this weird storage facility to keep his mementos of his ex-girlfriends. I mean, again, this is the nut my doctor crowd. The ones that think it's the ones who have no idea, right, about normal propriety. And this is the same sort of people that, I feel a bit socially awkward. Why are you trying to appeal to the losers of society? Okay, we want to take the losers of society and bring them up to the level of human beings. You want to bring us all down to the level of the losers. Oh, I hate it. Fine. So then we have a Doc in Yaz scene, and Doc has a moment says, "We're never gonna have that moment on the beach where you tell me everything." And then we make sweet, passionate love, scissoring outside the TARDIS in the sand. Will you tell me everything that's happened to you? No. That wasn't part of my notes. I just ejaculated the thought. Finally, they get to Jeff's storage, and finally they get to a whole new room, which he's living in. Apparently, so it's got this chair and stuff. And couch. Finally, they find this green room room with green lighting. It's got these tanks on, and they one of the things they say when they had really clunkily, LCB list the rules that you're not allowed to bring in anything or anything hazardous if it may be set on fire. And the doctor, who hasn't heard that speech, didn't hear the speech, says, this may have hazardous consequences if it's set on fire. Elsing asks Nick why he always comes at midnight. He says he comes to see her because he has a crush on her. In other words, he's been stalking her for years. The weird creep, right? He's a weird, super weird creep that's stalking Elsing B. And he comes on New Year's Eve, right? If he comes on New Year's Eve, he must have been doing this for years. Weird, creepy dude. Okay. He said, "You're a stalker." He said, "Oh, I'm just shy." So again, this is bad as a socially awkward line. So the sex best lives of Jodie fans exposed and explains. Nick is exterminated, thank God, before he, I don't know, humps a chair or does something weird. I don't bloody know. Elsing runs and he's like running from the Dalek and gets exterminated again. Again, good direction. Very good direction. I mean, again, I think this director could do action movies, like low budget action movies, I think, and we really need that. I think if that's what she wanted to do, but the direction was excellent. It really rattled along, and those with the Daleks chasing Elsingby, that was good, very good. And then we have some more info dumps from the Doctor exterminated, and now they got 5 minutes to go. They reset again. Fine. So now the Doc is meeting Elsing, and they're saying. She said, I hope her name is Elsing. She says she made it to the door. She made it to outside. She was nearly there. But now she has to save Nick now. So why, you're serial killer? Like, why do you have to do it? No, I have to save him. I don't care that he's a sex pest. Okay. I don't care that when he moves, he has to go and introduce himself to his neighbors. Yeah, I don't care about that. Weirdo. He says, no, you don't understand. He never makes it past 4 minutes. If he doesn't survive this round, he's not going to survive at all. I don't understand where they get this logic from, but okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't. No, you're saying it starts fine. He's got to make it to 4 minutes, under 4 minutes in to be in the next loop. I think that's what you're saying. Fine. So yeah, fine. So they got it again. So otherwise, he's going to be dead permanently. He's not going to respawn. So a Dalek comes up on Nick, and another one behind him is like, "Oh no, I'm going to be exterminated again." And then he ducks, and the Daleks exterminate each other. They do a Gallifrey move, right? They exterminate each other, and he takes out two Daleks. Quite impressive. He's better than the Doctor in Doctor Who. Like, everybody is better than the Doctor freaking incredible. It blows my mind. Where are we up to? They make it to the doctor finds Nick and the dead Daleks. They have a little like back and forth. They make it to reception, and it's another bad doctor plan. It's so confusing as well. Okay, we're 2/3 of the way through, and now it gets hard. Yeah. So far we've had the easy bit, right? Now it gets tricky. Got to stand again, mate. One second. Okay, there you go. Fine. I don't know what this is the context, but remember I was saying he normally lasts 4 minutes. I listen, that's quite impressive. 4 minutes ain't bad. So the LCB, they're trying to have this stupid doctor plan, and LCB, this die. And yes, I was saying, you know, this is my mate. That's my job. Why? Why is your sexual frustration has to come out as like weird frustration? I don't know. Probably the doctor can make a absolute duplicate sex robot of her that you could just shag to your heart freaking delight, right? And you can shut up about it, right? I mean, look, that's what Rick would do for Rick and Morty, right? Yeah. They'll make a clone of themselves. Yeah, this is your sex pet. I wouldn't like Jodie as a sex pet. That's really very disturbing. Cyber Rabbit, is my sound breaking up? You will be like us. Is it okay now or not? Who knows? Who knows or dares to dream? Okay, fine. Let's keep going. Fine. So they really, in Back to the Future, where they try and explain what's going on in Back to the Future 2, and they stop and they draw it out on a board, and so everybody understands. Think the opposite. It's so confusing. I understand time travel and time loops, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Okay. So the plan is that over a bunch of time loops, they can work out what's going on. And she says, okay, fine, the last time loop, Elsing, I want you to call, get your mother to call you at 10 seconds to midnight. And Elsing's like, I can't believe I do that. My mother's crazy. I mean, like, which I kind of hear, right? Her mother's crazy. Like, she can't do that. And she said, fine, I'll try and work it out, right? So they talk to her. They said, here, they've got 2 loops left. What they're going to do is they're going to decoy the next loop. There are 3 loops left, right? So they're going to decoy the next loop, or 2 loops left, right? So they're going to decoy the next loop. They're going to do the exact opposite. So the Daleks will go to exactly the wrong places. And then on the final loop, they'll do their plan, and hopefully they won't all die, right? And the Doctor gives an inspirational speech, and he has literally comes, right? Oh, Doctor, yes! It really is like that. At least it was in my head. So they say they only have a few minutes, blah, 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 blah. So the Daleks appear exactly at the right moment and exterminate them. You get more smugness from the Doctor. Smug sneering. So they arrive and they go and they shoot out the elevator controls. So that scuppers Elsing's plan, and they exterminate her. Then the power goes out in the hallway and he's exterminated. No, they got 3 loops left. They say, don't do it in the first one, or do something wrong the first one. Second one, do the opposite, and then the third one, do the plan. Right? The power goes out in the dark hallway, and they're going to be exterminated. And then. And the Doctor says, "Oh, I can't execute the plan in the dark," and she has to leave and do something. And he has like, "Stop leaving all the time! Oh, I can't take it." And so he says, I gotta go and do this. I thought we're all gonna die. So he runs off, and then Dan looks over knowingly, says, have you ever told her how you feel about her? And it's fucking Sam Smith! She's ringing the fucking dad! Yeah, baby. Yes, like, I don't know what you mean. Oh, I don't know what you mean. Dad's like, you know, you masturbated a lot to a hologram of the Doctor for 4 years as I traveled around with you. Basically, no, Dad says, oh, yes, I've traveled with you for 4 years. You're so clever, brave, and wise. You have to tell her you're the best as ever. And yeah, it's like, I don't know what to do, Dad. I've never told anyone. You've told everyone. Oh my God, you were licking pictures of the Doctor when she was missing for 11 months. I've never myself. And then Amanda does crying acting. Oh, I learned this in Hollyoaks. The Daleks appear on either side of them. I'm like, well, why don't you do what Nick did? Just duck as they fire. No, the Daleks waste time all the time. And she's like, Doctor, save us. And Dalek's like, the Doctor will never save you. And exterminate it, right? Doctor Elsie B says, oh, I'm sorry, I'll fix this. And she looks at a smoking corpse, and then she's killed as well, I think. Finally, she finds a MacGuffin. She finds a bunch of fireworks. Like, finally, like, oh yeah, this will do it. Like at the end, like, I hate it when they find the like a magic key 5 minutes before the end. Which Chibnall writing, baby, Chibnall writing. So anyway, they find all the fireworks, and then so as she says, she yells to Yaz to bring them down here quickly. We've got to use the fireworks here. And Yaz is like, and then she says to Yaz, I'm sorry, my decisions are catching up with me. I've made too many mistakes. You can't get hurt by my mistakes. And then Yaz leaves or something. They're waiting for Yaz, and Dan's all over the Doctor, and Dan's like, why don't you, and tells her that the Doctor that Yaz likes her. Said, you know, she likes you, Yaz. Says, no, she likes you. Says, but I don't understand what you're talking about. So Dan's like, yes, you do, Chuck. Oh, yes, you do. But for some reason, you're paying to her and yourself. You don't. And she like stops and thinks about it. Oh. Nick and Elsin get to the weird chemicals that they're keeping in the storage unit on the 5th floor that the employer's keeping. There must be some kind of Breaking Bad kind of thing going on there. Nick decides like, if we blow up the building, Nick, you're not going to have your serial killer tropes. I don't need them anymore. Now I think I might be able to have sex with a live real girl, not a dead person anymore. Really, Nick? Really? Yeah, you really want to wind that back a bit? Oh God, he's so creepy. He is not my Doctor, this bloke. This is that bloke. Socially awkward. Oh. Okay, this is how he's trying to hook up. He doesn't even know she's single. Like how many times he says he's been doing it for 2 years, so he's seen her once, decides he loves her, and then comes back the next year without talking to anybody in between because oh no, and then he's prepared to die for her over and over again. And it's just weird, mate. He's a weirdo. Oh, he's not my Doctor. That's who he is. He's one of those Tommy weirdos. Fine, so he doesn't die, doesn't he? Yaz shows up and schleps the fireworks down to the basement with her. Her plan is to do the opposite and decoy. So they reset again. So this time they do the opposite of what they're planning on doing. Nick hides a box of his X thing behind his X things, which is exterminated, and then he's exterminated. Like, okay, so the Doctor and a fam go to Jeff's apartment and go, oh, hi, how you doing there? Found exterminated. By the way, good direction. I know to myself again, good direction over here. The plan. Okay, so the plan is now do some of the chemicals and the fireworks in the final loop, and it's really stupid, right? So the Doctor sonics the light, so the Daleks say, switching to dark mode! Oh, God, you're so stupid, Criminal. They switch to dark mode. Yaz, Elsing, and Nick and Dan all make it out, right? As they found the exit. And then the Doctor's piled up all the chemicals with the fireworks, and he's got a phone next to her. Elsing, before she died one time in an elevator, when she turned up, she said, phoned her mother, and I says, can you call me at 10 seconds to midnight? Can you just do that? So the phone's there, and the Daleks are looking for people. They don't know where anybody is, and she's sonicked them away. She can't see them. And then suddenly, the phone rings, and Elsing B's mother's, and the phone's on top of the fireworks and the chemicals. So Elsing B's mother's there, and the Daleks think that's the person. Human detective! And they, because there's a video of her. It's a video call, obviously. And they all fire at it, blowing up the warehouse, destroying the time loop, right? So they all make it outside, and they're watching fire. What keeps going on? Yeah, right. That's how that sort of thing happens. It keeps going, fireworks, and then looking each other's eyes, and then the Doctor looks over at Yaz, and she's like, while Yaz is looking, and Yaz looks on, and Dad looks on, and says, "Hey, we're going to the fucking TARDIS, right?" So they go back in the TARDIS now, and it's reset. Reset, and it looks exactly. Who gives a shit? That was just plot armor, right? But yeah, listen, they put the lesbian relationship in to get a pass from critics. That's what it was. 100% what this is. And then back in the TARDIS, Yaz is like, "What do you mean your pass is catching up with you?" And the Doctor doesn't say anything. So Elsing is leaving with. And her mother calls. So this is in the epilogue. Nick is in a serial killer now. For some reason, it's day, and they're outside, and they're loading up a taxi to go traveling around the world because now they're rich for some reason, and not serial killers. Oh no, I don't know. And Elsing B's mother calls it. Oh, do you have your pass? You see the TARDIS fly overhead for no reason whatsoever, and then we have the titles, and then we have the Sea Devils. Shall we try and find let's try and find the trailer. YouTube.com. 1 second. Doctor Who. Let's do that. The channel. No. Oh, here it is. 1 second. Fine, let me share the screen. Share screen. There we go. We turn the sound up. So sound up over here. 26-second trailer. Okay. Pirate Queen, of course. There are no men playing masculine roles. She killed my father and released the demon.
My father and she released the demon. Sea Devil.
Let's have a look. Yeah, bollocks. I don't know. They're not great, are they? They're really not very good. Let's go like. Oh, it's all we don't really see because it's blurred. Looks like they're wearing a Chinese nobleman costume. Yeah, fine. Let's see if I can get this to work. You know what? Okay, I'm going to play you a really good trailer. There's a video file. I have no idea if this is going to work. Okay, they're all bottle episodes now. right? We're gonna see more of Thasmin. That's gotta continue. And again, they use that as critic armor this time round, right? Absolutely use as critic armor. Fine. The browser. This can happen if. Yeah, as I thought, I'm gonna have to change. Was it change file? Yeah, the order's lagging. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm terribly sorry. Tune in tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I'm gonna be doing the in-depth recap review with. I'll get lots and lots of screen grabs. I'm probably gonna do that of Boba Fett as well. Like I really want to get around to doing that. Also, I'm gonna want to drop a review of Don't Look Up. Absolutely wonderful. Huge recommend. Right, that one of the best things I've seen this year. Fine, so. Only two more to go. But more Thasmins are coming. That's what I think. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin. Like, share, subscribe. Sign up to my Substack. Good stuff is coming. Sign up to my Substack and have yourselves a freaking awesome night. Happy New Year, everybody. The Wizzy will.